Hello, this is Richard Wilson. I'm coming to you from Mumbai, India. I actually just got done speaking at a family office conference downstairs, and I wanted to talk about the 5 stages to set up inbound capital raising. At the event, there were many people trying to raise capital from family offices, and I really see old school methods being used, such as cold calling, or just relying upon one event series or your personal network to raise capital. And inbound capital raising is all about leveraging modern day marketing best practices, direct response practices, to ensure that for every hour you spend on capital raising, you're getting 3 to 5 times the results that somebody would if they're relying upon one old school strategy. So the 5 stages I'm going to go through real quick. My book that I'm actually writing here in India over this next 10 days, and I've been working on for several months now, is going to go over this in much more detail, but I just wanted to really give kind of a preview of what's inside that book. So the first part is to analyze. You need to figure out what you want to stand for and where you want to be aligned and targeting, and you basically need to first assess where the competitors are, where the investor mindset is, investor preferences are, and really where the market is going, so you can be interpreting that analysis combined with the reality of the DNA of your firm and your team and yourself. The next step after analyze is to position. You basically have to decide what sandbox you're going to play in and compete in. That makes it so you're only competing with 1 or 2 other people globally or within your local geographical niche marketplace. So after you analyze, you need to position yourself. After positioning, you need to architect. So you might decide what sandbox you want to play in, but what's your sandcastle going to look like so that you attract investors quicker than the others around you, and that you have something that is of genuine value to the investor set that you're trying to attract while raising capital. So while architecting what is going to go on inside of your capital raising game, you really need to be thinking about who you're going to target and how the content is going to draw them towards you, using intellectual property, using education that is going to provide value first to investors and build word-of-mouth marketing, and really architect how that's going to be spread. Joint venture partners, strategic partners, public relations, syndication of content, podcasts, interviews with experts in your industry, etc. What you find during your analysis and where you decide to position yourself is going to change what you need to architect. Next step after that would be to actually execute what you have just decided to position yourself in and architect a solution for. And when you're executing the plan, obviously you're going to be carrying out a lot of those previous steps that you've put out for yourself, but also you're going to be making sure you have the right habits in place, that you have key performance indicators for yourself and your team, and that you create routine systems and you have checklists for what's going on and operational procedures. That's all part of executing in an excellent way, and that alone can give you a step above some of the other capital raisers out there that do things haphazardly or don't really put a lot of energy into systematically raising capital. Finally, the last step after execute is to iterate. And this could be the most important step, because whatever you start with might not be right on point. It could be your analysis was off and you don't realize that until after you've met with investors, and you might need to shift what sandbox you're competing in. You might need to architect a different solution so that you come off as more credible or less aggressive or more aggressive for your local market. So iterating is all about speed of implementation and learning from real market feedback so that you can adapt and not be stuck in a rut just because you had put the work into thinking through the positioning and architecting. Doesn't mean you have to be stuck with that strategy if you're not getting immediate results and just positive signs of feedback from the marketplace. So to review real quick, the first step would be to analyze, make sure you've had a thoughtful, insightful process into where you're going and what the competition is doing, what investors are thinking and demanding. After you analyze, you want to position. After deciding your position, you want to architect how to strengthen that position, identify and obtain valuable choke points and build intellectual property momentum. After you have done that, then you need to start executing and actually be able to iterate after executing and getting that real market feedback. So this is Richard Wilson, CEO of the Family Office Club. If you want to learn more, please visit familyoffices.com or capitalraising.com or please look for my book called Capital Raising on Amazon. If you search for Capital Raising and Richard C. Wilson, I'm sure it'll come up, and I'll see you on the next video. Thank you.